Take it back to 1995! You're playing Tekken 2 on your PlayStation using your tube TV and stuffing your face with bagel bites. I'm really talking out of my ass right now because I wasn't alive during the 90s. I'm a zoomer! But regardless, AOL chat rooms just aren't doing it for you. They're a little too plain, not nearly flashy and fancy enough. Well, buddy, welcome to Worlds.com, a fully interactive chat room where players can make their own 3D worlds and explore them with their friends. You'd think that a nearly 25-year-old online chat service would be dead by now, but no. It's still up and totally available to play to this day. So buckle up and join me as we take an exploration of this online time capsule. A quick disclaimer though, I am playing the old version of the game. Apparently there's a more up-to-date version that I know literally nothing about. So, old client. I love this website. It's so fucking 90s. And hey, what do you know? There's the download link. Now, I was expecting to have to jump through all sorts of hoops just to get this game working. I was totally prepared to have a virtual machine up and running or dig out an old Windows XP machine that I have. I mean, it is from 1995 after all. Older games have a tendency to use code that's no longer compatible with newer Windows operating systems. However, no surprisingly, Worlds installed just fine and on a new gaming PC with an up-to-date copy of Windows 10. I've yet to have a tech problem with this game. Seriously, it runs perfectly fine and is still 100% playable. And hey, it even gives you a free trial of their paid membership service, which is apparently still a thing. I guess. Either way, now that we're actually in the game, let's finally start our exploration. We start off in this landing site, Ground Zero, where I learned that I have a handful of really bad camera angles to choose from. To my surprise, there were still numerous people around. Although most were AFK, I was still able to chat with someone. I'm genuinely surprised that this over 20-year-old chat room has active people in it. Our lobby here contains many amenities for us to explore, such as a nice outside patio overlooking an empty desert, with some conch, cold ones, and grills. There's a sweet event auditorium that I'm sure was once filled with people. It even has an event calendar, and oh boy, I can't wait for poetry on Tuesday, it's gonna be great! We have an avatar gallery giving us access to a wide range of digital avatars to choose from, such as Crane, Kiwi Bird, and Horny. How about Penguin? Or better yet, Blue Penguin. Or what about Birdie? Oh, he's a cute fucking bird. Bitman, Hotep, Roundman, Barrelman, Anim Tim, and Girl. She's a little terrifying. Basically, there are a whole ton of avatars to choose from with the ability to create and customize your own, but I couldn't be bothered to figure that out. And we don't dare forget the ultra cool nightclub, the DCN Digital Club Network. I'm the only one here. I have the entire club to myself. Feels so cool. Let's take a look at the universe map, giving us a ton of other worlds to explore. World Center is a nearly all-in-one hobby hub. There are rooms for talking about music, games, TV, sports, as well as different areas to explore. I wandered into this funhouse coated in many bright colors. The funhouse does, however, have extremely strange laws of reality. At the end of the first hallway, I was led into this kind of courtyard, but turning around I saw the door was gone. Walking up to where the door was brought me into a totally different room, which only serves to then lead me back to the first hallway. It's very weird and seemingly nonsensical. I eventually stumbled across the Glee and Sadness buildings, both of them containing rooms for subsets of happiness and sadness. The Sadness building has rooms such as bitterness, tears, fear, and loathing. Each room is decorated with strange repeating wallpapers, such as a fingerprint, a dark void, and whatever this is supposed to be. The Glee building has the same concept and layout, but it's obviously centered around brighter colors and much happier emotions, such as sunshine, chills, thrills, rave, and whatever Googie is. You know, there are just those days where you're feeling a little googie. These rooms also have music as opposed to the quiet sadness rooms, all of which are super funky midis, by the way. However, there is one really strange outlier in the chills room. The room has a mirror on the wall that, by walking up to it, you can break through into a maze on the other end. The maze has a repeating wall texture of a shot-eyed flamingo. The maze ends at a door with the text "Beware of" written above it, leading to a small room with a nauseating floor and ceiling along some writing on the walls. Trust me, as long as I don't look, no one gets hurt. As long as I don't care, you'll be safe, warm, good to handle, really. Yeah, this is a really fucking weird secret. There's also a giant bowl in the middle of the room that's always facing you, and if you touch it, it'll start screaming at you until you close the game. At this point, I realized that this game was gonna be much weirder and much more interesting than I had been originally expecting. Through one of these hobby chat rooms, I found a link to the Animal House, a small suburban house with a collection of avatars to use. It also has a lounge area that I'm pretty sure is bigger than the entire outside of the house, so I don't know how that physically works. The person I met earlier also showed up, bringing a posse of people with him, all with strange, unsettling avatars. Things got weird though when I headed downstairs. The basement led to a series of dug-out underground tunnels that I figured out are programmed to loop depending on the turns you take. I eventually found my way out of the tunnel, leading up to a public bathroom stall. All of these stalls are fake, they all lead underground. Exiting the bathroom, I found myself in a strange night music club. Heading up to the higher seats of the club led me into what looks like a movie theater hallway, which then led me into a high school. The school seems pretty normal until I found a room that was hidden behind some shelving. The room is whatever the hell this is. There are strange pictures on the wall, as well as some seizure-inducing flashing gifs. There was also some weird block puzzle on the wall that didn't seem to do anything. Leaving the school leads to a balcony overlooking an urban nighttime city, which then leads to Hanson World. Hanson World seems to be an advertisement for some photography company, I think. As it turns out, a lot of the developer-made worlds here are actually advertisements for various companies. Some are big like Hanson World, having multiple rooms dedicated to advertise the company, while some are smaller, like having a Coke machine in Ground Zero. A player I was talking to put it best: it's unironically the best example of the culture that inspired Vaporwave. It's so incredibly strange, with weirdly placed advertisements and nonsensical logic. Oh, and by the way, Hanson World also leads to either a platform in outer space or a desert gas station in the middle of nowhere. I started at a suburban house that led to a series of underground tunnels leading to a nightclub that's connected to a high school with a hidden room and a photography store underneath that somehow leads up to an empty desert gas station. I managed to go from an urban city to an empty desert through only like one building. Small world, isn't it? Like, really small world. The rabbit hole goes on for a long while and doesn't make any logical sense. It's a weird adventure that always had me curious of where it'd take me next. Not to mention a secret puzzle room hidden behind a mirror that has invisible paths you need to feel out to get to the top. And that isn't even everything by any stretch of the imagination. There's so much more to explore in this game, including a beach, a Bowie world, David Bowie world for some reason. There's a lot to explore, and I've only really scratched the surface, but we'll be here all day if I cover every square inch of this game. However, that was only some of the official developer-made content. A huge part of this game was the ability to create your own worlds and explore them with friends, so of course I've got to take a look at those. However, it is pretty difficult to find any of these, especially since none of the developer-made worlds really seem to lead to any player-made worlds. On top of that, good fucking luck finding much information on the game. Many of the references that you can find online are either people asking what it is or shitposting.
Whatever you do, don't download a program called worlds.com. They'll get you in their satanist cult and fry you after they turn you into a fucking penguin. Don't even dare.
Thankfully, however, some of the few people still sticking around online were able to lead me to some sources for player-made worlds. Huge props to these guys, because I likely wouldn't have been able to find many of these custom worlds had it not been for them. Knowledge of these links passed down for generations upon generations to little babies like me. So let's check out some of the player-made worlds, and who knows, let's see what happens. It's bound to be weird as shit, so let's go!
Some guy named Tyler died in the bathroom and they found his body in worlds.com.
First off, someone remade one of the first areas from the PlayStation game LSD Dream emulator, a game that seriously lives up to its name.
Fuck you! I'm trying to help you, motherfucker! We're all sinners! No, I'm not, motherfucker! You fucking accuser! Get the fuck out of here, you fucking accuser!
I've never taken LSD, but I'd imagine it'd be somewhat similar to this. And not only do LSD's graphics perfectly complement World's graphics, but so does its trippy and weird nature. There's not much to say here other than it's a pretty cool remake of the area. It has this dude, and this dude, and this dude. I'm not even mad, they just vibin'. Someone remade some Doom levels, which are also pretty cool. Obviously there's no guns and no enemies, it's just something to explore. I did find this demon, though, with a texture that's way more high quality than I needed. This thing is just kind of sitting there, made me genuinely unnerved. The Doom 2 world has some especially cool mechanics, such as the key cards that Doom is famous for. There are doors that you can't open until you find the corresponding key card, which is pretty cool for a World's world. Most worlds in Worlds don't have this much interactivity. It even has elevators and, ooh, moving platforms. While I'm sure this is technologically pretty cool for Worlds, it's just a pain in the ass to get across since you don't move with the moving platforms, so it's super easy to fall off. Otherwise, pretty cool stuff. Welcome to the circus! You like clowns? I sure hope so, cause we got 'em. A lot of them. As World's chat message says, let the clowns be your guide. If they ask you to do something that doesn't seem right, just ignore it and do as they say. They're clowns after all. I'd trust these clowns with my firstborn child. This world actually has a bunch of carnival games and rides with some pretty neat interactivity. Most of the games consist of clicking on the right thing and earning a prize of a balloon BMP. I also got some cute little plush toys, but those don't distract from the inherent creepiness of this room. The old-ass graphics, creepy-looking clowns, and Google image clown pictures on the walls create a very weird sense of unnerve. As for the rides, they're really cool for Worlds. They're janky as shit. You don't get a smooth ride from this, it just occasionally teleports you to the seat that you're in. The rides themselves are fully animated and spinny and such, but riding them is as smooth as a decade-old milk. Especially the carousel that doesn't properly lock your character in place like the other rides, meaning that you can just kind of keep moving around freely, but every few seconds it'll drag you back to where you're supposed to be. And these goddamn clowns standing nearly perfectly still by each ride are not helping. It even has a waterlog ride that I couldn't get to work, unfortunately. It did, however, teleport me over to the Ferris wheel. I get the feeling that it's a little buggy. I surely hope you all are hardcore, because we're off to Gangster World. Don't you dare mess around in Gangster World, because literally all it is the hidden maze, but all the wall and floor textures replaced with film posters and random movie frames and people holding guns. But regardless, I should really get out of here, because I sure as hell am not gangster enough for this, and by not gangster enough for this, I mean this world sucks. There's Candyland, which is just another reskin of a developer-made area, this one being the park. Come on, I want some more original stuff! When you make creation tools open for everyone to use, a lot of crap is just kind of inevitable. It can't be avoided. And I'm not trying to be a dick to the people who made these worlds, I'm just looking for something more substantial. Another thing I've noticed is a lot of these links are actually dead. Like, I really wanted to see what Satan City held for me, but unfortunately it seems that the files for the world were taken down. There are still plenty of user-made worlds to explore, but it's just an absolute bummer to see some of them are no longer accessible. However, let's move on past that downer and see some of the more bizarre worlds that this game has to offer. Welcome to Bad's Dodge City. Square up, thought. After crossing this serene bridge going over a beautiful stream with Tiny Flying Horse in the distance, everyone say hi to Tiny Flying Horse. We enter a town in the Old West. Yeehaw! With some girls who are definitely dressed up like they're in the Old West. In the old general store, we find a dominatrix and some more tiny horses. How you doing, tiny horses? Everyone say hi to the tiny horses. In the next building over, we see two girls standing on a table and a rat running around the place. The scripted dialogue in the chat box suggests that they're scared of the rat, but honestly, I just think they're jamming out. Look at these moves. Over in Club Bad, the nice lady behind the desk says that I need to be 21 to get in, and according to my totally real ID, I do meet that criteria. Club Bad is an electronic nightclub with neon lights and nobody here. Alright, moving on. Let's check out Alien Mystery. The mystery starts at 5:30 p.m. EST in front of the McManster residence. A UFO flying in the sky drops off several reptilian women on the front lawn as they book it to the house. Look at how fast they walk in, they got places to be. I don't even know what in the sweet fuck those things are, but I don't like them. We follow them into what at first seems like a totally normal house. It has offices, a bathroom, bedrooms, and oh hey, where you going? You're just, okay. See ya then. Downstairs, however, leads to an underground cave with a group of robots protecting what looks like a huge machine. We follow the reptilian women through a large picture of alien Jesus, leading to a long corridor that also leads to a large picture of alien Jesus. The second picture sends us into a mountainous clearing with the mothership. We follow a group of very tall people up a ramp to the mothership where we're slowly abducted. Oh man, I hope we get to beat alien Jesus. Oh. Here we are. A hallway with doors to bedrooms that host things with various degrees of interest, like alien bedroom rave. Hell yeah, dude, I can get behind this. What's going on inside here? Oh, okay. I think we're intruding on something. And in here, I can see you guys are conducting some, alien business. I'll leave y'all to that. Up on the second floor, there are some dorm rooms for all the lesser aliens who don't deserve their own bedrooms, I guess. And the dudes in here are just broing it out. This guy's exercising, and this dude over here is, he's having a little fit, and this guy's just watching over him. Yeah, okay, those are tits on the door. That's cool. Thanks for that, I guess. The girls, on the other hand, are just vibing in their dorm. Ain't up to much of anything. Just vibing. I can get behind that. Oh, cool, and they have a dick on their door. I mean, at least this time it's already censored with the surprise face emote, but, it's still just censoring that whole thing, cause, yeah. Thanks for that too, I guess? In here is what I think is an alien infirmary, so at least if one of them gets injured, they can get treated, which is cool. I do hope their healthcare is free, though. I'm not totally sure how the alien economy is at the current moment. There's a teleporter room where these guys are just kinda chilling out in the teleporters. Not teleporting anywhere, they're just enjoying the teleport rays. This entire alien ship is super strange. There are pictures of alien Jesus up all over the place, making me think that maybe this ship is just a bunch of alien Christians on an alien religion mission to spread the message of alien Jesus to all the non-aliens on Earth. Oh, and aliens are constantly walking through walls and into rooms and then just not being in those rooms when I follow them. Finally, we enter the control room, where aliens slide out of the floor to control the ship. I'm not too very confident in these guys controlling the ship, however. I mean, these body motions don't exactly convey the idea that he has any idea what he's doing whatsoever. Yeah, I guess all we can do from here is to step on the teleporter. Ooh, we're going. We're going somewhere. Slowly. Ever so slowly, but don't worry, we're gonna get there. It's just a matter of time. Hey, we did it! We teleported! Skeleton family! Aw, it's just a skeleton family going for a nice little stroll through scenic mountains. Hey, what's going on over here? There's a big marble platform and I think I'm just gonna leave them to do their thing. Cutting through this little valley, we end up on what looks like a beach. There's a ramp leading up to a Pegasus, you know, just a normal thing. As we climb atop the beautiful Pegasus, we ride off into the sunset. In all seriousness, it's genuinely some really pretty scenery, and by the time I reached this point, it felt earned. I'd played through a shit ton of worlds.com, sponsored areas, puzzles, clowns, and finally aliens. This cinematic Pegasus ride, flying towards the sunset, felt like the perfect ending to this grand odyssey of mine. And as we fly into the shining star in the sky, we're dropped back off at the main lobby. That was some weird fucking shit. I honestly had no idea what to expect going into worlds.com, but it certainly wasn't this. Maybe I was expecting a dead MMO, some interesting worlds to wander around, and not much else. But what I got was an experience that I won't be forgetting anytime soon. I got to meet some new people, explore digital ghost towns, and see archived online history. I very much enjoyed my time with this game, and if it interests you, I'd say give it a try. It amazingly works flawlessly on modern machines, and you really never know what you're gonna see. It might be cool, weird, depressing, or straight up trippy. Not to mention that the player base is getting kinda solid thanks to Nexpo's video on the game. He brought the game to the attention of a lot more people, and now there are more players than usual. It's, I think, the perfect time to get into it. If you liked this video, I would greatly appreciate a like, a comment if you have anything to say, and subscribe to my channel if you want more videos like this. I talk about games, make jokes, and yeah, stuff like that. I also have a Twitter, a Patreon, and that's all, I think. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you later.